Welcome to Cyber's ERP Selection Webex. In terms of what we'll be covering with you today, we have a short introduction to Cyber and two main topics. The first one is Partnering for Success, where we'll cover how you can work with all potential vendors to reduce the time and cost of an ERP selection process, and we'll also be sharing with you some of the lessons we've learned from the numerous selection processes in which Cyber has been involved. The second topic being covered is SAP in Midmarket Manufacturing, and we'll be sharing with you some examples of companies who've chosen SAP as their ERP solution and Cyber as their implementation and support partner. A brief introduction to Cyber for those of you who may not know us. Cyber is a billion-dollar global IT services provider. We employ about 8,000 people worldwide, operating from 72 offices in 19 countries. About 1,000 of those people work in the SAP group, and they have wide experience in delivering very successful SAP implementations across the globe. In the UK, we operate from 5 offices, focused on SAP and Microsoft technologies. We've been an SAP partner since 1996, receiving a number of awards over the years, including SAP's recent award for Most Satisfied Customers 2010 in the UK. And we're an SAP Gold Partner. We have over 15 years' experience of working in the SAP ecosystem, making us one of the most experienced SAP consultancies in the market today. We're a global expertise partner with SAP, and we're one of SAP's most successful partners in their all-in-one program, which is dedicated to supplying SAP into medium to large-size businesses. SAP Business All-in-One is a crucial aspect of our success as implementers, and I'll return to that a little later. Working with leading mid to large manufacturers, we've delivered innovative SAP solutions to a number of sectors, including aerospace and defense, high-tech and electronics, through to sophisticated engineering and industrial machinery and component manufacturing. Cyber has horizontal streams, where we're specialists in human capital management and expertise in CRM, which has direct relevance to a number of our vertical streams. Additionally, we have expertise in deploying SAP software and services to retail, and Cyber has an extensive business intelligence portfolio. We're an SAP Business Object Solution provider and can provide a wide range of enterprise performance management solutions. We can also provide full outsourcing services. Turning to our first topic, Partnering for Success. If we start by looking at the general objectives that most companies we talk to have for the ERP selection process, there are generally 3 factors that people focus on. The first is functional fit, the second is risk, and the third is value. If we turn to the first, functional fit, what most people are looking for is very simply, can the software package deliver the process capability that their business requires? Not just the current requirements, but any requirements that they may have that their current solution lacks, but also those processes that you anticipate that you'll need to introduce to compete or to grow in coming years. In terms of risk factors involved in selecting an ERP system, there are a number of elements that a company will typically want to evaluate. A not insignificant risk is the long-term viability of the supplier. There has in recent years been a great deal of consolidation in the ERP marketplace. One of the questions people want to ask, is that company going to be here to support me a year or 2 years from now? Perhaps more importantly, will the product that I'm buying continue to be supported and developed over the next 5 to 10 years? Understandably, companies also want to know that the solution they're being shown pre-contract works the same way in the real world, and they can get that level of confidence through referencing existing customers. Another factor that companies often consider reduces risk in an ERP project is a partner with a proven track record with companies like themselves. Something that's seen as more and more of risk these days is a heavily bespoke solution, and most companies that Cyber talk to want a vanilla, out-of-the-box solution with minimal bespoke, and a solution that comes from a single source and comprises software, consultancy, training and hardware. That if and when there are issues to resolve during the project, there is one point to go to for resolution, and the solution is based around sensible budgets and resources, both from the vendor's perspective and clearly also for the customer's project team. And finally, under risks, a clearly defined agreed scope and implementation plan. It's vitally important that before a project commences, that both parties have a crystal clear and documented understanding of what it is that will be implemented. What every customer wants, of course, is best value for money, taking into account all costs, and, more importantly, the total cost against capability. In addition, we need to consider which solution offers the total cost of ownership over the entire life cycle of the solution. If we look at a typical selection process, a usual duration of a process from a first meeting with an ERP vendor is usually 4 to 9 months. Anything less than 4 months, and we might be accused of not having done our due diligence. Anything more than 12 months, and what we usually find is that the selection process actually grinds to a halt. People don't move ahead at that time, and it's generally because there are more important issues within the business. Most companies that we talk to start with a long list of 6 to 10 suppliers. That list is then reduced down to 2 or 3 suppliers through a number of avenues: introductory demonstrations, RFIs, requests for informations, and sometimes the involvement of a selection consultant to assist in the process, particularly where companies perhaps haven't been through a selection previously or not for a number of years. As a result, that 2 or 3 is generally shortlisted perhaps down to 1 or 2. And then we get into more detailed demonstrations, where we're proving that the solution has the capability to deliver the processes that are required within that organization. And as I mentioned earlier, we're then taking up reference visits to make sure that our partner has got their experience in our marketplace and that the solution can deliver on the promises that were being demonstrated pre-contract. We then get to the point where we're starting to document and clearly define the project scope in terms of what it is we're going to be implementing. And we then come down to a final 1 or 2 suppliers, where hopefully we've got a preferred supplier, sometimes a backup supplier, in case we can't come to a commercial or contractual agreement with our first supplier. In terms of the lessons that we've learned through numerous selection processes that we've been through, and things that we'd recommend you don't do, firstly, don't focus too exclusively on the technology. ERP is about improving business processes. Also, make sure that the business is involved. Secondly, as far as it's possible, understand what it is that you want before you get into the selection process, so that nothing comes out of left field 2 weeks before you're due to sign contracts. Make sure you've consulted with all areas of the business, so that you have a good understanding of what the requirements are. Take all costs into consideration, including hardware, software, training, and maintenance costs. As we said earlier, don't look at too many suppliers. Try to keep the initial list to between 6 and 10. Be conscious of any external influences that might interrupt the selection procedure. So, for example, if your company is going to make an acquisition, if there's a large piece of business you're about to win, or if there's to be a senior level appointment within the business, as that person might have different views on IT to yourself. Finally, selection consultants have a key role to play in helping companies select an ERP system. But ultimately, the business themselves have to take ownership of the decision. So don't over-rely on selection consultants. I'm now going to turn to SAP in Midmarket Manufacturing. What I'd like to do is spend a few minutes talking to you about some of the ways that Cyber and SAP have been working with mid-market manufacturing companies to understand a little about the style of project we do. Looking at the diagram across the bottom axis is cost, effort, and time, and the vertical axis, innovation and differentiation. The majority of our projects are based on SAP all-in-one best practice solutions that can be deployed out of the box to massively reduce timescales, risk and cost of implementing a Phase 1 SAP ERP solution. We try to achieve 80% fit out of the box, requiring only a small amount of configuration. It's this 20% that may enable further innovation by providing market differentiation or additional operation efficiency. Based on SAP's world-leading business software, the SAP Business All-in-One program is designed for customers looking to replace or extend their existing business systems with a new SAP solution. Our core competencies, combined with SAP capability, result in a portfolio of SAP Business All-in-One industry solutions, pre-built by Cyber, to address companies with specific styles of core business processes. Our industry-specific SAP solutions are implemented using a focused implementation approach that speeds up project delivery, allowing you to quickly deploy an affordable and predictable business management solution. This program is targeted at deploying SAP at a low-cost, low-risk and high return on investment manner. It's a blend of the full SAP Business Suite technology, SAP's own best practice accelerators which are based on 30 years of experience, and Cyber's industry-specific knowledge and specialist mid-market approach. To learn more about where SAP Business All-in-One has been implemented, let's take a look at IPECO. IPECO is a group of specialized engineering businesses. The core activities are the manufacture of flight deck and cabin interior equipment for the aircraft market, and power management products and machine components for the defense, electronics and engineering industries. The plan was to implement SAP at 9 different locations, 7 in the UK and 2 in the USA. The pilot site was set a deadline of being live in 10 weeks from project start, which was achieved. The company wanted a quick implementation timetable with all sites live, in addition to group consolidated accounts within 10 months. This objective was also achieved. IPECO has reported a number of benefits from their ERP solution. Visibility is a major benefit with IPECO now using a system common to the whole group. Additionally, IPECO now has far better linkage across the whole business, with data only entered once. IPECO has adopted industry best practice and improved their reporting tools. IPECO has also improved intercompany trading with streamlined procedures and control of manufacturing. Mega Instruments is another company that has benefited from Cyber's approach and SAP's functional excellence. They're a world leader in the manufacturing and marketing of advanced test and measuring instruments for electrical power applications. The group manufactures on a global scale. The key business driver for Mega's decision to embark upon a replacement business system was the need for a system that could meet the needs of the organization's changing business requirements. Mega's SAP implementation took 7 months to implement. The final justification for Mega's SAP project was heavily based on its IT expenditure now and going forward. In addition, the cost savings from moving to one system throughout the group were well documented, with justification based around the existing costs of supporting multiple systems. Businesses like yours run SAP with Cyber. We're proud of our SAP customers, and we feel their experiences are worth sharing. We also think what they have to say will interest you. To get more of an insight about how leading UK manufacturers are going about ERP system selection projects, their thoughts on SAP, and the benefits being realized, please view a selection of our customers on film. You can view the footage at the following URL: www.cyber.co.uk/SAP/customer/filming.html. Thank you for your time and attention. If you do have any questions, please contact Carl Adams via phone 0870 000 0204 or via the email address carl.adams@cyber.com. Thank you and goodbye.